what is happening today. Now, you have to find yourself in the book. You have to find your prophet or your messenger in this book. We had one messenger who raised us up, told us that the white man was the devil, that the black man was God, and that the true and living God name was Allah, and he told that to the devil, and the devil never once called him a liar. But yet, my people, the very same ones we came to save, who was raised up from amongst your midst, speaking your language, suffering the same ills that you did, you wanted to bicker and debate with him about what he taught you, when you have no knowledge of it.
What do you say to those who say the white man wrote the Bible?
The white man didn't write a damn thing. The Bible and the Quran was written 25,000 years ago. These books are not new. What the white man did was he made a translation. He produced his version that was only designed to be read by the European Masons and their clergy. It was not to be read by no one else. King James, who was a freak homosexual pedophile, took 33 Masonic scholars and sat down and reduped the book and added things into the book.
So how can you find out, being that they rewrote it, how can we find out what story is true?
Because one thing he can never do, and that's hide the truth. See, the truth is something that can stand out all on its own. It will stand the test of time. No matter what lie you put on top of it, it's going to shine out.
Show me today. What's going on today that the Bible prophesied?
Give you a good example. In the first book of Genesis, Genesis is the beginning. Genes, genetics, origin. You have this God who says, and let us make a man in our image and fashion him in our likeness. Okay. We know that the Creator creates. He don't make anything. When you make something, you're taking something from something. When you create something, you're taking nothing and producing something. Then that same God in that book tells you later on in the book of Deuteronomy that he's a jealous God and you are to associate no partners with him. Well, who is the us?
You, us.
No, God don't need me and you to do a damn thing.
Who is the us?
The us, that God in the Bible, that was Jacob and his 59,999 followers. Jacob told his uncle, who was Abraham, that he was going to make a people other than his own people, who would rule over his people. He sat in the backyard and took two pieces of metal and rubbed them together. And he saw that unlike attract and alike repel. So that magnetism, he took it and he produced other than himself. He took one dark skin and one light skin, matched it together. Two dark skin will produce dark. But he took that dark and that light and put it together. And the strain or the genetic code was a little bit weaker. Then he took another lighter and matched it with that sun of the dark and the light and produced another strain, and he kept breaking the strain down.
So you're saying that that's how he prophesied today, that's how
right.
Make the
this is why he said, this is why in the Bible he said let us make a man, but then he tells you about humans. So let's go to the dictionary and look up the word human. Hue means kind, type, shade, or degree. A kind of man.
Oh shit.
This is what he was telling you is going down. Cain and Abel represented the black and the brown germ. Abel was dominant. Cain was a weak nigga. So when Abel went to offering his offerings to the Father, he just used burnt incense and he spoke. And he got an answer. Well, Cain didn't like that shit because Cain was killing shit and sacrificing shit. And he figured since he was taking lives, he should have got answered. So he didn't like that. So he went and knocked his brother in the goddamn head. And the same shit that he was killing came down and said, look, you better hide that motherfucker or God will bust your ass. So the crow or the raven told him to dig in the earth, dig a hole. This is where you get the burial, burying the children, burying bodies in the earth. Normally we didn't bury bodies under the ground. You got put in a crypt. All the prophets in the Bible were put in crypts and tombs. Or mummified.